Welcome to the Inner Work Guidance series. If you're new here, my name is Shobhali. I work at the nexus of coaching, therapeutic modalities, and spirituality, specifically with women to support their inner work journeys. So in this video, I'm going to share with you how to truly find your inner peace. And before we can talk about inner peace, I want to share a quote by Rumi. Rumi says, "Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it." And I think this is as true for love as it is for happiness, as it is for inner peace. In fact, I truly believe that love, happiness, inner peace, all of these things go hand in hand, go together. You can't be peaceful and not have love. You can't be peaceful and not be happy. If you're happy, you'll be peaceful, you'll have love. If you have love, there will be happiness and peace, right? Love, the true pure form of love, not attachment. It'll be a topic for another video. Love and attachment are different things. Most of us are in attachment. Most of us are not in true love, yeah? And that's okay. But the love that I'm talking about is the unconditional flow of love, which will by default have happiness and peace with it. So how do you find inner peace? How do you truly find your inner peace? By finding barriers that you have within you and removing those barriers. And I think there are three important steps here, okay? So what's the first barrier? What's the right forefront guard stopping you from entering into the space of inner peace? Judgment. Now, this judgment could be self-judgment, so self-criticism, self-critical, inner dialogue, inner critique, all of those pieces where you are constantly or often judging yourself. So judgment can be self-judgment or other judgment, constantly criticizing, cribbing, saying things about other people, thinking, judging other people. Both judgments are one and the same. There is no way that you judge the other and you don't judge yourself. There is no way that you judge yourself and don't judge the other. You may suppress one or the other. But if one is happening, the other is automatically happening. That's just how the inner and outer worlds work. Yeah. So why do we judge? And that's where we come to the second step. So the first sort of guard is judgment. Why is this guard there? Because we don't know the second thing, which is my true self. Who am I really? I believe I am the person that people see, or the person that I think I am, right? And who is this person that people see? People don't really see me as me. People see me as my qualities, attributes, characteristics. And interestingly, I also see myself the same way. I also see myself as, oh, I am punctual, I'm structured, I'm organized, I'm over emotional, and or I am not these things. Yeah, or whatever other adjectives, characteristics, qualities that you have for yourself. We tend to see ourselves through that lens. We believe we are what we do. We are the skills, the characteristics, the traits, the qualities that we have. We think that's who we are. That's not who we are. Yeah. So the first is this judgment. I continually keep judging myself and others. And the reason I judge myself and others is because I don't really know, I don't really understand who I am. And since I don't understand who I am, I can't understand who the other is. Of course, once I resolve for my own self who I am, suddenly clarity emerges of the truth for everybody. And when that happens, the judgment dissolves, right? So judgment, but behind judgment is this not knowing oneself. And behind not knowing oneself is not being able to have this sense of equanimity. The sense of equanimity that says, whatever is okay. Now, that doesn't mean that is not a defeatist, that is not a fatalistic attitude. That basically means that I accept things as they are in this moment and don't assume what hasn't been implied, right? So what people usually assume here, that, oh, okay, so then if you accept, then you'll just stay there. No, that's an implied assumption which is not correct. Whatever is okay. and how do I make this moment better? How do I move from here to where I want to be going? So, but I can't go where I want to be going until I build this practice of equanimity, that whatever is in this moment is okay. The reason I can't build this practice is because I don't understand two big ways in which life functions. One is impermanence. Every single thing is momentary, is fleeting. It arises, stays for some time, at times just for a moment, at times for a few moments, at times for a few moments more, and then it passes eventually. Arises, stays, passes, arises, stays, passes, continually for beginningless time to endless time, and in such a way that eventually you realize that basically it's just arising and passing. The staying, arising, staying, this staying can become either extremely joyful if I like what has arisen, or extremely painful if I don't like what has arisen. But if I can stay, if I can build my equanimity here with the staying, I know it's going to pass, and then something else will arise, and then it'll stay, and then it'll pass. If I can build this equanimity, then I can start to explore who I truly am. Because I am not this organized person. Because at times I'm not organized. So when I'm not organized, am I not I? I still am, right? And so the skill of organization, the skill of emotions, the skill of logic, the skill of analysis, those are skills or qualities or traits or characteristics that I have formed, developed, that I have, but they are not me. Yeah. So once I start from this core of building equanimity through understanding impermanence, and the second thing to understand is interdependence. What has arisen, stayed, passed away. Now whatever had arisen, and when it was staying, the way I responded to this staying, this will impact the next arising, right? So if when, let's say, joy rose up, and then it stayed for a while, and I started grasping towards it, then the joy, when it passes away, it'll lead to non-joy, it'll lead to unpleasantness, right? And then it passes away, and now similar nature, what was there when the last one stayed, which was I'd started grasping, and so my joy actually became unpleasant. That is exactly what's going to arise. Yeah. And it is cumulative. It will be slowly, eventually a lot. And usually people only notice it when it's a lot. Yeah. So these two core things to understand when building equanimity, which is everything is impermanent and everything is interdependent. And so every single moment that I choose to act in a specific way, I am making a major difference in my life. Forget anybody else. First and foremost me. Yeah. If I can't do anything for me, chances are I'll not be able to do anything for anybody else in the most effective, healthy, helpful way. Okay. So first, building equanimity. As I build equanimity through impermanence and interdependence, I start getting to know who I truly am beyond my skills, traits, characteristics. As I start getting to know who I truly am, my judgment, self, and to the other begins to soften, begins to loosen, begins to dissolve. Most people are trying to work on judgment, right? Or don't judge, remove this inner critique, remove this critical voice. That's just one layer. The reason it is hard to do that is because the deeper work is not yet done. Yeah. So if, depending on where you are on this journey, right, you may be either at a place where you maybe still are not even aware that you judge, or that you judge both sides, self and the other, right? So awareness, become aware of that. As you start to become aware of that, start building this practice, this equanimity, impermanence, interdependence. As you start building that, start working on understanding who you truly are. No, it may sound like a very cliched question, who am I? But there's a reason it has survived ages. Since time immemorial, humans have asked themselves, who am I? And there's a reason why this question has survived till now. Because there is importance, this is a critical question to ask if I truly want to live an aligned, happy, joyful, meaningful life? This is an important question that we all must explore and understand for ourselves. Nobody can tell you who you are. I mean, one can tell you, I can tell you, this is what they say, or this is what I have experienced. But until you experience it, it's not going to be your truth. It will be my truth, it will be somebody else's truth. And if it is somebody else's truth, you can look at it and feel nice about it, but it will never become a part of who you are. Yeah. Alright, I hope this video was helpful. If you liked it, if this was helpful, please like, subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions, anything that you're sort of trying to work through, sort out in your life that I can help you with in your inner work. Let me know in the comments below. Until next week, I will see you then.